Radical idea. An idea that's long been known to make rulers nervous. An idea denied by religions and ideologies, ignored by the news media, and erased from the annals of world history. At the same time, it's an idea that's legitimized by virtually every branch of science. One that's corroborated by evolution and confirmed by everyday life. An idea so intrinsic to human nature that it goes unnoticed and gets overlooked. If only we had the courage to take it more seriously, it's an idea that might just start a revolution, turn society on its head. Because once you grasp what it really means, it's nothing less than a mind-bending drug that ensures you'll never look at the world the same again. So what is this radical idea? That most people, deep down, are pretty decent. I don't know anyone who explains this idea better than Tom Postmes, Professor of Social Psychology at the University of Groningen in the Netherlands. For years, he's been asking students the same question. Imagine an airplane makes an emergency landing and breaks into 3 parts. As the cabin fills with smoke, everybody inside realizes, we've got to get out of here. What happens? On planet A, the passengers turn to their neighbors to ask if they're okay. Those needing assistance are helped out of the plane first. People are willing to give their lives, even for perfect strangers. On planet B, everyone's left to fend for themselves. Panic breaks out. There's lots of pushing and shoving. Children, the elderly, and people with disabilities get trampled underfoot. Now the question. Which planet do we live on? I would estimate about 97% of people think we live on planet B, says Professor Postmes. The truth is, in almost every case, we live on planet A. Doesn't matter who you ask, left-wing or right, rich or poor, uneducated or well-read, all make the same error of judgment. They don't know. Not freshmen or juniors or grad students, not professionals in most cases, not even emergency responders. Postmes laments. And it's not for a lack of research. We've had this information available to us since World War II. Even history's most momentous disasters have played out on planet A. Take the sinking of the Titanic. If you saw the movie, you probably think everybody was blinded by panic, except the string quartet. In fact, the evacuation was quite orderly. One eyewitness recalled that there was no indication of panic or hysteria, no cries of fear, and no running to and fro. Or take the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks. As the Twin Towers burned, thousands of people descended the stairs calmly, even though they knew their lives were in danger. They stepped aside for firefighters and the injured, and people would actually say, "No, you first," one survivor later reported. I couldn't believe it, that at this point people would actually say, No, please take my place. It was uncanny. There is a persistent myth that by their very nature, humans are selfish, aggressive, and quick to panic. It's what Dutch biologist Frans de Waal likes to call veneer theory, the notion that civilization is nothing more than a thin veneer that will crack at the merest provocation. In actuality, the opposite is true. It's when crisis hits, when the bombs fall or the floodwaters rise, that we humans become our best selves. On the 29th of August 2005, Hurricane Katrina tore over New Orleans. The levees and flood walls that were supposed to protect the city failed. In the wake of the storm, 80% of area homes flooded, and at least 1,836 people lost their lives. It was one of the most devastating natural disasters in US history. That whole week, newspapers were filled with accounts of rapes and shootings across New Orleans. There were terrifying reports of roving gangs, lootings, and of a sniper taking aim at rescue helicopters. Inside the Superdome, which served as the city's largest storm shelter, some 25,000 people were packed in together with no electricity and no water. 2 infants' throats had been slit, journalists reported, and a 7-year-old had been raped and murdered. The chief of police said the city was slipping into anarchy, and the governor of Louisiana feared the same. "What angers me the most," she said, is that disasters like this often bring out the worst in people.